Hey, hello guys. Last time when we completed our last part, we have discussed about all the transformations here in Power Query Editor. And I told you, as I told you last time as well, that we will work on to create a calendar table inside our data set. And the reason we need the calendar table is we need a date table to be marked as a calendar table is because we need to create a relationship between the calendar table and the fact table. Okay, so that we can analyze the data on year wise, month wise, whatever we want. And while we need to create a relationship, we need a table where we have a unique set of values. Okay, so right now we have the date table, but the problem is inside this date table is maybe the dates are repeating. Okay, the dates may be repeated. So what we want a calendar table which will have all the columns, all the values from the initial, from the starting date till the end date, wherever till we want. Okay, it will have the values for all the dates. Okay, and we can fetch out whatever we want from that year, quarter, month, everything. So let's see how to create this calendar table inside Power Query Editor. For that, what I'll do is I'll create a copy of my temp date table. So I'll do create on to duplicate a table. What you just need to do is right click on the table name and click on duplicate. What it will do, it will create a duplicate copy of this table here. So done with this, I'll immediately rename it as earliest. Okay, and inside this table, I don't want the other column. So what I'll do is I'll just right click on this column name and click on remove other columns. It will remove all the unwanted columns. Now out of this date, I want the earliest date from where it is the values are starting, the first date. So for that, what you just need to do is click on this filter button and go on to date filters. Choose on is earliest. Choose the date is earliest value. If you click on that, it will just give you the earliest date from where the values are starting. It's already 1st January 1999. But in case if it is not the first date of the year, what you can do is go into your transform option, go to date, go into year, and click on start of year. So whatever date it is from particular whichever starting year, it will convert that into start of year. So I'm happy with this. Now what I just want is I don't want it in a tabular format. So I want it to convert it into a value. So for that, what you just need to do is you just right click on the date value and click on drill down. Click on the option of drill down. It will convert that into a single value. Now I'm done with this. I'm okay. Now I want the next thing which I want is the latest date. So what I'll do is once again, I'll go here and create a duplicate copy of it one more time. This time I'll name it as latest. Okay. And same thing, I don't want the other columns here as well. So I'll right click here and click on remove other columns. It will remove all the unwanted columns. Click on the filter, go on to date filters, click on is latest. So if you click on this, it will give me the last date out of it. It's already 31st December 2015. But if it is not the last date of the year, then what you can do once again, go to the transform option, go to the date options, year, the end of year. It's already in the last date of the year, so I don't need it. That's fine. So what I just once again wanted to convert it into a value, not a table. So what I'll do is I'll click on this value, right click and click on drill down. Okay, so it will be converted into a value. Excellent. So now we have fetched the two values. The one is the first latest date or earliest date from your data set. And the last one is the latest date where the last value we need. Okay. So in between these two dates, I want to create a calendar for that. So now what I just need to do is go on to home menu option, click on new source, click on a blank query, click on a blank query option. You just need to write a little bit M code here. Don't worry. Don't be worried too much. You don't need to learn. I'm not asking to learn you to learn whole M code because it is not required as well. Okay, but we just need are using M expression here for a simple creating a calendar table. So it's very simple to remember. What we just need to do is we need to start with the equal to expression. Put the curly braces. Inside that you will use the expression as number dot from. So it will suggest you hit enter. Put the value. Put your first value which is earliest. We have already created it. So put your first value earliest. Come out of the bracket. Dot dot. Once again number dot from. sorry, number dot from, that is giving you the suggestion. Put the second value, which is latest. Select your second value, latest. Come outside of the bracket. Just hit enter. That's it. If I hit enter, it will create a list for me where I have all the values from initial date to the end date. It's not in the tabular format right now. We have the list here where we have from the earliest number to the last latest number. What I just need to do it now to convert it into a table. We'll click on this, convert it into a table. I don't want any other options here, so leave them. Just hit on OK. It will convert that into a table. Choose the correct data type. Right, you can select the data type from here, as I already said, or you can go to transform and not to transform home only, and select the data type from here as well. So I want it to be converted into a date. Done. Now what you can do is you can just rename it as a date, only. Done. And now whatever information you want to fetch out from here, we already know that. So it's very simple. Go to add column, date options. You want to fetch out the years separately, put the years. You want to fetch out the, go to your column. You want to fetch out the month numbers. So go to month, starting day of the month, ending day of the month, the weekday names, the day names. So name of day, or the week informations. We may need quarter informations. So quarter of year, whatever. So beautiful. We are able to create a calendar which is having a unique set of values from beginning value of your data set to the last value where you need to analyze the data. We have all the dates included here inside this table. Great. So we can just rename this table as now as a calendar table. So done. We are done with this. And now what we just need to do is we just need to close and apply, and we'll start loading the data set into the Power BI desktop. So yes, it will take some time to load the data set as it's the size is little bigger. I hope you can understand that. Okay. And then I'll show you why do we need to mark it as a date table and what benefit we get out of it. Okay. So just give me 2 minutes so that the data set can be loaded. Meanwhile, looking at this, meanwhile it is loading, you can start creating your own calendar table into your data set. Okay. So you can practice the things simultaneously. So it will be helpful for you. And I hope all of you are working simultaneously with us, because with these videos, you are practicing everything. So I will want you to come up with your questions or any queries. Okay. And so as soon as we we jump up to the case studies, we'll start working on the case studies. You will be ready till that point with your questions, and you can work on the case studies in a very best way. Some tables have been loaded, some tables are still loading because the data set is little high. Meanwhile, it is loading. I'll just tell you some few other points as well. Okay. But the Power Query editor should be, we'll have to wait. Time. That's module. I'll show you the point to agenda of our next module will be to create the relationship between the tables and data modeling. And we'll talk about all the points of to add for creating the relationships and the code in some of the table. Exactly it is. Right now, so it was not able to show me. Yeah, error in the fact save table. Okay, it's opening. Sometimes it when we are working on the projects, must be aware of the error, how to handle those errors as well. Okay, and definitely I'll tell you about this as well. Hmm. And one more point which I was telling you before. So as it is directly loaded here into Power BI query editor once again. If you last time I we just forgot it. So to discuss on this point, we don't want these two values to be loaded into Power BI because we wanted the calendar table. That's fine. It's already loaded. It's loading, but I don't want these two values, these two kind of variables to be loaded into my Power BI desktop. So what you can do if you want any value not to be loaded into your Power BI desktop from your queries section, what you can do is right click on your query name and click on just disable this enable load. Disable this enable load. Okay. So yes, continue, no problem. Same thing for this one as well. Disable the enable load. It will not load these two values into the Power BI desktop because it is not required. We use them for creating the calendar table. Okay, we don't want them to be loaded into our Power BI desktop visualization part. Okay, so I was checking here. It's still loading. So what I'll do is I'll have a look on that and I'll let you know about this. Meanwhile, I want you to practice it and load the data into the Power BI desktop. And we'll connect in the next section to see the data model and to work on the data model part. So thank you and practice the part what we have discussed.